First off, yes, I realise I'm just a tad late discussing this, but I have got to talk about SebChief's stream on the Realm rework. We finally have a release date, and it's just a few weeks away on April 23rd. Well, the beta anyway. It's great to have a date set in stone finally that we can look forward to, and I gotta say I'm pretty excited for this. SebChief got an exclusive developer showcase on the Realm rework that he showed on stream, which lasted a little under 3 hours. We got to see a bunch of new items, the new Realm and how it'll look, new bosses and biomes, and new developer commentary on their plans going forward with the rework. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is something so simple, but something I'm so happy about to see implemented into the game, and that is travel beacons. One thing that's been so annoying since I've returned to Realm is that aside from Discord runs, you can't just join a server and clear a realm to Oryx. Almost every realm is completely empty on every server aside from the main ones like US East 2 or EUS. With 2 to 3 minute runbacks after dungeons, it makes clearing a realm on your own just mind-numbingly like... So you're kind of locked into being on a singular server after going through a long ass queue. However, with the travel beacons, when you enter a new realm, you'll be able to discover and unlock travel beacons throughout the realm. These beacons each contain their own unique mini-bosses acting as beacon guardians, which after defeating will essentially unlock fast travel in the realm. This is going to make choosing a server you lag less on, or if you want to clear with a lot of people, you can just defeat the beacon guardian, and if you go into a dungeon, just teleport to the nearest beacon in the realm where you were, and there you are, you're right back where you were. It's also worth mentioning that there are roads connecting each beacon to another one, and when you arrive there, whenever these beacons are unlocked, they are unlocked for anyone that enters that specific realm. So if you're with some friends or your guild, you'll be able to effectively work towards clearing one area for an item or dungeon. You can just grind it out and just go straight back to it. Big W change. This is going to really help with giving players more incentive to explore realms, will hopefully help out or maybe even just solve the whole issue entirely with servers being just completely empty and make the game feel alive. Like, goddamn, it's like walking around a ghost town most of the time. Another issue I'm so relieved that they're actually thinking about and have clearly put some thought into is fixing the state of pot grinding. Oh my god, pot grinding, bro. Right now, pot grinding comes down to spamming sprite worlds, spamming snake pits, undead layers to max your dex, speed and whiz, and then just getting with it and attack because you can't be asked to grind abyss. So it ends up not being maxed for like 2,500 fame. It's just, it's just bad. Granted, yes, you can do crawling depths or wooden labyrinths, etc. in US East 2 Nexus for vit and attack, but if we're talking about strictly realm clearing, the grind is just so boring. I usually end up making a new character and maxing life and mana first from completing O3s because I just don't want to grind pots in the realm anymore. It's so... oh god, it's so boring. Oh my god. But Deca has finally come up with what I believe to be a great solution to this. First of all, cutting out some of the grind with these changes. All classes will spawn with 10 more speed and 5, 7 or 10 more dex. You can no longer get +0 of any stat on a level up except for defense, and defense now goes up with every level +0 or +1. So this is already gonna get rid of like half the problem. Let's say you grind an average of about 120 to 130 pots per character if you don't drink any from your vault to get it to max. Now you're going to be grinding maybe 30 or 40 less pots. A nice balance change to remove some of that boring pot grind. But the exciting change is with the new layout of the realm and the biomes. Each zone can be looked at as being better for certain pots and dungeons. So let's say you want to grind specifically Vit. You'll be able to discover the red biome. Honestly, I don't know what it's called, like Crimson, like I don't fucking know. Unlock the travel beacon and grind the mobs and dungeons in that area for Vit. The same can be said with speed or whiz or attack or whatever. Honestly, I cannot express how well they've implemented this, and god Yeah! But seriously, I can only applaud Deca for this. I think it's a great way to not only make the grind more fun, but tackle and potentially eliminate the issue with having pot grinding so boring. People most of the time don't even bother with it, especially veteran players. But what I will say is it's up to Deca with what items they add to each biome for the player to work towards, aside from pots. It'll be really important having incentive for fully maxed players to continue to have a reason to grind in these new biomes. If there aren't good ST and UT items to get and grind towards in guilds or with friends, then it will quickly become boring again to go around with these new biomes. However, there is extra incentive to clear everything, because each kill in the realm contributes towards closing it for Oryx in what Deca's calling realm score. Realm score now instead of remaining, I guess. I don't know. With more difficult enemies contributing more towards the realm close. But we'll just have to wait to see how they handle the loot, to be honest, that they spread across the realm. It is encouraging, however, that every single enemy, more so with difficult enemies, has a chance at dropping a rare drop. Mostly legendaries that are SS or S tier items. And none of these will have blueprints. Another big W. Another big W, because blueprints for event whites is so... Who thought that was a good idea? Now, I know what you're thinking while you've been watching this. And you've been seeing the new realm layout. And you've been seeing the new biomes and the gods in basically the lowlands. I know. You're thinking it looks weird. And you're thinking it looks ugly. And you're thinking it looks disgusting. But, all I'm going to say is... give it a chance. Give it a chance like you give a new song a chance. When you first hear the song, you might be like, oh, yeah, nah, it's an L. And then you listen to it again, and you're like, okay, you know what, yeah, it's all right. And then you listen to it again, and you're like, holy moly. As I was watching Seb's stream, for me, it was a bit like this. As I watched it more, it grew on me. When I was first seeing it, it was so different. It was so different. It's all new and overwhelming at first to take in, but just let it cook, give it a chance, and let me explain what you're seeing. You basically start at the bottom of the map, and as you level and get stronger, work your way up north, with enemies gradually getting more difficult and giving better loot as you get further up. The further up you get, the more difficult the enemies, and my god, the better the sprites. I gotta say, Deca, you just knocked it out the park with the new sprites, man. They are so good. You got this mega giant shark. You got this fish submarine thing. You got the fucking Lich King. What the fuck? Coming into the presentation, I was honestly worried about Deca reusing sprites or not varying shot patterns for the new enemies, but they just smashed it. Since we're talking about new sprites and shot patterns, the amount of new boss enemies as well is mental. Is mental. So many different events. So many cool designs. You had this ship battle where you got to shoot cannons to sink the ship. You got the Lich King where it literally looks like the Lich King from WoW, and then crab fight, I guess.
So here's this giant enemy crab.
For the actual items that have been confirmed in the realm, I'm not going to go into them in this video, but if you want to look at the new items and the stats on them, I'll leave a link to a list of them in the description. I gotta say though, that ability for the necromancer is sick. You can actually summon skeletons as a necromancer. You can be a necromancer like that. Overall, I think Deca, from what they've shown, have done a really great job. There are some things I didn't cover, like dungeon difficulties, a new party system that will please, hopefully, stop the reliability on having to constantly do Discord runs. It's just so brain rot. Oh my god. And of course, all the new items around the realm. There is so much in this rework that I'm looking forward to, and it's great to see the effort and time they've put into it finally paying off. But honestly, we'll just have to wait until April 23rd to try it out for ourselves, where I can make a full video on it with my first impressions. I'm going to be streaming it all day when it releases, so make sure you check out my Twitch down there. And I'm going to put, of course, as if you're going to watch my video and you don't know who SebTuth is. I'm going to put SebTuth's YouTube down there. I'm going to put his Twitch down there. I don't really need to. But if you did like the video, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on it and maybe even a subscription. But yeah, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.